Hi everyone, welcome on in. My name is Air Angel, and I'm going to be doing a marathon submission video for Hello Kitty's Flower Shop. Yep, back on my silly kawaii stuff. But anyways, let's get started. So this is Hello Kitty's Flower Shop on the Famicom. It is a Japanese-only release that came out in December of 1992 from the subsidiary publishing company of Sanrio. So go figure, right? So a couple things right off the bat when we start off. So the main mechanic of this game is in fact watering these flowers in this so-called flower shop. Though to be honest, it's more of like a flower shop of horrors because as you go along in the game, the amount of water under us and the amount of shenanigans we're gonna have to pull in order to water these pots gets incredibly more difficult as we proceed. So yeah, we even have these little platforms that we have to use to get to the flower pots. So in this instance, we have to hammer the moving platforms in order to get to where we need to go. Sorry, I'm already laughing at myself. So the main enemies in this game are these little critters. They're snails, they're squirrels, they're butterfly-looking bird things like this thing. It kind of looks like a butterfly, but it kind of doesn't look like a butterfly. Whatever. There's bats, there's spiders. Also, there are evil beach balls, so yeah. If you get hit by anything, Hello Kitty gets upset and starts crying, and then you lose a life, basically. So yeah, I mean, if I got hit by a beach ball, I'd maybe start crying too, I guess. So there are 18 stages to this. The first 9 stages are relatively straightforward, but the back 9 are, in fact, quite difficult. What else can I say about this? So this particular level sort of shows that you can't obviously water the plants automatically. They sort of have to go through like a cycle of water. So like there is like a cadence almost in terms of how you're able to water these flowers, right? So at the bottom left you see the little Hello Kitty, that's how many lives we have. So this is actually the bonus stage. Right now I'm just doing any percent, so 100% involves doing all of the stages plus the bonus stages, but we're just doing any percent today. So anytime you go to a bonus stage, you just get hit by a ball or you run into the water. Either way works. Whatever the fastest way to die. But you also like don't lose a life in bonus stages, which is really nice. I'm just gonna, yeah. So what was I saying before? Oh yeah, so in the middle we have our sort of currency counter. That's the amount of money we get for watering flowers, and it goes to the register, which kind of looks like a calculator, but and then on the bottom right corner you see a timer. So that timer, playing this casually, this actually is actually kind of difficult in my opinion. So the timer, obviously if it goes to 0, you have to start the level over, but luckily for this game, for anyone that's starting out that just wants to play a silly little retro game, this one's pretty fun. And also, like, if you die and you game over, for instance, like, you don't have to start at the very beginning. You just start back at the level you were at, which is great because, oh my god, that was so close. I'm gonna get rid of this beach ball. Because obviously, like, with retro games, sometimes people find it more difficult because there's less save states, or like save places that you can go back to if you die or game over. Sometimes you have to start the whole game over, but this one is definitely not the case. So this level in particular is really important with the cycles in terms of catching the platforms at the right time. So hopefully we can get this right. So basically I need to go to the right, but if I don't get the right cycle, I'm going to run into that bird butterfly thing. So hopefully I'm just getting out of jail. Yep, okay. And trust me, that is probably the easiest way to get over here. I have struggled with that one jump over and over until I figured out that you could just do that. So those beach balls are really interesting. They're so mean. So they can sometimes I have seen it before where they will just like go in front of you and then somehow appear behind you. I don't. Maybe it's bad luck. Maybe it's Maybelline. Who knows? I always like Hello Kitty's little end screen at the end of the level. She's like, I'm just so happy I finished this. And then she's like, oh my gosh, I have to go to another room. So playing on the horror game theme, it's just, as you can tell, there's been more water and more platforms as we go about this. So I'm gonna pick up the strawberry. So I failed to mention this before, but there are different kinds of fruits that you could pick up from the flowers, and the strawberry is sort of like the invincibility fruit, which obviously we can take big advantage over, and that is the only way you can absolutely like get rid of enemies, if that makes sense. So with this mallet that we've been using to stun the enemies, it only stuns them, it doesn't get rid of them. So you have to have a strawberry in order to get rid of them if that is your goal. So that level is pretty easy if you just know where to stand. Things will just fly over you, and it's not too big of a deal. So this one's a little bit difficult because you sort of have to do like a gut check jump from the top level down to the bottom level, but we'll see if we can do it. And if not, there are multiple routes to obviously play this game. I don't think I'm gonna make it, so I'm just gonna, yeah. I'll just get this flower over here. So what I was saying before, if you're looking for a game to speedrun, this game is easy to complete, in my opinion, but it's very difficult to optimize. Basically, you just have to catch the right cycle at the right time and know when to water the flowers, when to, you know, take a little like pause break, because you can't water the flowers instantaneously. They have to go through their little growing stage, I guess. Like, oh, and there is an apple right there. So the apples only really give you more coins. They don't give you any special powers. We talked about the strawberry. The orange basically freezes enemies for the most part. And again, if you don't want to do the bonus stages, you don't have to, and you could just like die. And you don't lose a life for that, so that's nice. Also, if you hear my dogs in the background, they say hello, and they hope you're having a great day. Because they've got big tornado energy right now. Alright, so that cycle wasn't too bad. Sometimes missing this platform cycle kind of sucks, but it's okay. But yeah, for the most part, the game is very straightforward, but the amount of shenanigans that ensues in terms of like what could potentially happen is sort of insurmountable. So I'm just gonna do a no reset run, like no matter what happens, just so you can see the day in the life of a traditional run, because sometimes it just gets a little wild. So oh my gosh, sorry. I panicked. I saw the squirrel come at me, and I tried to hold down. So you can do a directional on the NES pad, or Famicom pad, whatever you want to call it, which is what I was trying to do. Like if you hold down and right or left, you can still water the plants and move around. Alright, beach ball. But I had a little panic moment, but that's okay. And yep, this hitbox doesn't exist. This one bat just like obviously hits us in the head, but we don't actually get hit. So that's great. That's a great strategy, right? But yeah, so basically in terms of like how fast you play the game is dependent on the risk level factor, as well as just like how comfortable you are in trying to figure out the cycles. But most of it comes down to, are you willing to almost get hit by animals to try to finish watering this flower, or are you gonna be like more on the safer side and, you know, take out the mallet more often than not, but the fastest strat is obviously trying to jump over the critters and like walk around them as much as possible, because then at least you can always use your watering can. I'm just gonna fall in the water here. The little fishy background's cute. Alright, so now we're sort of getting into the more difficult phases. So the game starts giving you critters that are in your line of path, like your path for like these moving platforms. So not only is the platform moving, and it's actually, I mean, it's relatively small. It fits Hello Kitty and that's about it. But now you have to worry about enemies trying to touch you and like push you off, I guess, but it's just more of like proximity based. That hitbox hits our hitbox, so we're screwed. And this bat actually does do damage as opposed to the other bat, so we're just good. Huh! Alright. As opposed to the other bat from earlier. But Hello Kitty's just so happy. Like, when she finishes a room, she's like, okay, well, I watered all these plants now. Alright, so this butterfly bat thing is really dangerous. Hopefully we can get this in the first couple tries. Oh, no, alright. That was a weird position. We're okay though. That was pretty early on. Alright, so I am going to just play this one a little bit more safe. Alright, well, we didn't get hit that time, which is great. I guess the other one caught our foot. That's okay. And so obviously, like, with these moving platforms, you have to you have to hit them. I don't know how to explain this. You basically have to stand on one side of the other, sort of, and have enough room to hit the platform to go in whatever direction you need it to. Otherwise, it just doesn't move sometimes. If you're too close to an edge, or if you're like right in the middle, it just doesn't register which way you want to go. So sometimes I'll just register it too late, and I'll just like smack a platform and the platform doesn't go anywhere. But these flowers are just so happy to be watered, and they're actually really surprised, like oh my gosh, like someone's actually taken the time to like water the flowers in this place, like oh my gosh. Alright, so sorry, I'm trying to figure out how I want to play this. So that snail sometimes will pop up in like random positions and you just have to deal with him. So is that bat up there. That bat sometimes is pretty unpredictable in terms of if the hitbox will actually hit you. That's always the gamble, right? Am I actually gonna get hit by this thing, or like what's the play today? But we're gonna do it a little bit safer. I think my personal best is like a 16 something, which we're actually doing pretty good, all things considered, for a no reset run. I'm just gonna. But yeah, like I was saying before, it's just really hard to optimize this, but I think it is a really silly game to show off. And there's obviously like places for like other commentary or donations, or even just talking about whatever marathon this is presented in, which is great. So this this particular level, like on this side it looks fairly simple, but to the right of me it gets a little bit more hairy. There are two critters that are like intersect in terms of their path, and you sort of have to hit both of them or just one of them and then try to jump over the other one, and it's a little anxiety, but it's fine. You're good. So right there, that last flower in the corner right there is probably the most difficult, but we'll give it our best shot. So the orange, like I said before, does stun the enemies, but you can't, it is more difficult to get this flower up here instead of the one down there, so this is not a very good cycle. We're gonna just... I missed the... Oh boy, alright. I'm in a bad situation because I can't jump because that's there and oh. Alright, well, that's fine. So now you'll know. I'll just try again. That's fine. And the best thing about this game is it's not incredibly long, so even if you have a couple mistakes here and there, it's not a particularly long run. Alright, so we're gonna try this side again and see how it goes. Oh, one random thing that I've noticed throughout my time playing this, no matter which way Hello Kitty is facing, her bow isn't on the same ear. Like, it doesn't switch ears. It just stays on the same one. Alright. Alright, that was pretty good. But yeah, you basically have to hit them at the same time, or one and then jump over the other. But that was pretty good. The second time's a charm, I guess. I really do hope Hello Kitty's getting like paid triple time for this, because just the amount of risk being present in this building alone. So yeah, now we've reached the point where there are literally like no solid platforms. We just have the moving platforms. We're down to the last 2 levels. And I guess before I sign off or anything, if anyone is interested in running this, there are actually a lot of people that have played this now. The retro community did like a fun little tournament with it not too long ago. And there's a lot more guides out there, and there's a lot of different strats out there in order to, like, gives you different options on like how other people have watered the flowers more efficiently, which is great. But honestly, in my opinion, it's more of like a choose your own adventure kind of thing, because really it's dependent on what cycles you get and how comfortable you are with the game mechanic. Okay, that was weird. It didn't water when I was watering it, and then like I turned around and then it sprouted up. Whatever. Alright, so this is the last level in the game. It is the most terrifying one for me. Basically for the last 2 pots are really difficult, so I'm gonna grab this strawberry, jump onto that little butterfly thing. So there's like there's a critter over there that is in the line of both of those moving platforms, and there's no more strawberries to absolutely get rid of it. And I've tried to get the strawberry and get rid of all of these before, but it didn't really work out. So what we're gonna have to do is jump and then hit him. Okay, well, I missed the platform. But it's okay, we're gonna try again. But yeah, so one more time, we're going to get the strawberry. Gonna hit this thing. Water this one plant up there, and then sort of do the same thing with the second to last pot, I think. And then just give it a good old try for the last flower. It's gonna be a lot happening, so just bear with me. And for any percent, the timer stops when you water the last pot right there, even though there is another like cutscene with it. Okay, sweet. Now I just have to get on this. I don't think I've ever gotten that that hit before. Oh gosh. Okay. Alright, so it's gonna be 50-50 if we get hit here. Alright. And that's time. Alright. Alright, so like 1904-ish? 05 maybe? That's not bad. So you have to finish this ending flower in order to get like the thank you for playing the game cutscene, so we're just gonna do this. But anyways, again, my name is Air Angel, and this was Hello Kitty's Flower Shop on the Famicom, and I hope you all enjoyed this silly kawaii experience. If you have any questions, I'm on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Air Angel or Air Angel TV, and I'll see you around.